Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NFL version of Proline, direct from Las Vegas, the gaming capital of the world. It's week 8 of the NFL season. I'm John Cranton, joined by Las Vegas handicappers Hollis Barnhart and Zach Simony. We're going to take a look at the upcoming games for the weekend. First, let's tell you how we did this weekend and what we have going on. Harvard, since August 1st, 48-30 run. You had a Saturday 2 games of the month in college football. Your Pac-12 game of the month, game of the year with Cal, and that Mountain West game of the year with San Jose. Congratulations! What do you have coming up for this weekend?
Well, also last week I had like you said, the games of the year. My best bet was 1-0 on the show, so you're making money just off that. I was 4-2 on all my 6 games at jimfice.com. And I was 3-0 on the TV show on the 3 games that we analyzed. So, 3-0, 4-2, 1-0, 2-0. I mean, that's how you add up to a 48-30 record. I have a nice offer coming up this week. 2 games, 2 top plays on Saturday. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people, when they hit a conference game of the year or something like that, like the Pac-10 game of the year, they leave that conference for some reason. And I'm like, why is that? You know what? There's nobody that knows the Pac-10 or the Mountain West better than I do. I live and breathe it, and I get to watch it because I live here in Vegas. Well, I got 2 other plays. One's in the Pac-12, one's in the Mountain West, and it's going to be my Pac-12 and my Mountain West game of the month. We're building the bankroll with that, and then we're going to have my situational non-conference game of the year in the NFL on Sunday. It's a sandwich play. It's one of those games that gets squeezed in, throw some of these teams out of sync with what their rhythm is, but you'll be able to get all 4 games. There's going to be 4 games, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday for $59 at jimfice.com.
All right, very good. And Zach, 20-13 record in Saturday college football. That's just an appetizer for your NFL selections. Another 4-0 Sunday and Monday. 21-5-1 now in the NFL. Congratulations. And how can folks get aboard for this week?
Yeah, I'm still shocked about the NFL, but college football, that's what I talked about last week. I'm going to start hitting some hot plays in college football. It's been pretty steady there, 61% on the season. Only had 4 plays last week. Winner with Houston on Friday. We had 2 underdog winners on Saturday with ASU winning outright and Utah State almost got the win, but their third-string quarterback couldn't get the win for them. But they did cover, and a loss with Air Force. Unfortunate loss there. 3-1 there. NFL, another sweep. I won't go into all those games, but best bet winners on this show have been 6-2, and we'll see if we can get another one this week on jimfice.com.
All right, and Jim Feist off a 15-3 football weekend that included 9-2 in the NFL. If you want to jump aboard Thursday as an NFL division dominator, he has his NFL Revenge Game of the Year up and available on Sunday, as well as a shocker Game of the Month. You can find those plays and more at jimfeist.com. Also, we put up a 3-pack online with 3 separate handicappers. It was Harvard, Zach, and Jim Feist. It was their top plays for the weekend. That was $49 at jimfeist.com. It was Harvard's Pac-12 Game of the Year with Cal. Zach had the Denver Broncos, a blowout winner, and it included Jim Feist TV Game of the Month of Notre Dame. So it was a perfect 3-0 package, and it will be available again. It's called a handicapper 3-pack attack, $49 at jimfeist.com. All right, before we get into our 3 NFL games, let's do a bit of a discussion segment. It can be NFL or college. And next week, a lot of eyes will be on college football because Harvard, the Bowl Selection Committee, is meeting, and they've got to decide something about that Big Four.
Well, I tell you what, I can't wait, not just for next Tuesday when they release their first set of ratings and things like that, but every single week. I don't think they'll get it eliminated down to where there's just 4 teams that are either undefeated or have 1 loss. There's going to be probably 10 teams that have 1 loss. I mean, it's just over and over. These guys are going to have tons of problems getting this settled. It might be opening up, a year or 2 from now where they go to 8. But for this year, they got 4 teams to choose from. Now, what will probably happen, obviously, the Iron Bowl with Auburn and Alabama, that'll help down the road. With the Egg Bowl, when Mississippi and Mississippi State play each other, that'll put somebody in the 1 loss. But there again, they're going to be in the 1 loss. If you look at what conferences are probably out of it, I mean, right now you might be able to go to the Pac-12 and make a case that no team's going to get in from the Pac-12 unless Oregon has to do the running of the tables. I don't know if they could even get past Stanford the way they play that defense and things like that. Utah's alive, things not alive to go anywhere, but alive to kick some ass. The Big Ten, they're out. The Big 12, I think their top team is probably, in my opinion, Kansas State. They got a pretty good resume. They did lose to Auburn by 7 points earlier in the year. They just destroyed Texas Tech. They beat Oklahoma last, but they're probably eliminated. Then the Big Ten, some of you guys know a little bit more about the Big Ten. I can't stand the conference, so I don't follow it, but I think that Ohio State will probably meet Michigan State, and maybe, just maybe, that's even no matter what happens, even if they're a one-loss team, I don't even think they should go anywhere. So what does that leave us? That leaves us with the ACC, with Florida State naturally. But then again, they get to play what, next Thursday, or is it this Thursday or next Thursday? They play Louisville at Louisville. They could very easily lose a game like that. And then you got the SEC West. They're beating up on each other. And you got the, Georgia. No telling if Todd Gurley's coming back to play anytime soon and things like that. It's just going to be one big mess. And I tell you what, I love messes. And speaking of messes, did anybody happen to see, well, I know you saw it, but were you as passionate as I was when Florida State playing Notre Dame for all, I mean, you got guys that have been there for 4 years, and you got some asshole taking a flag out of his pocket with 6 seconds to go after away from some 3 guys colliding. He catches the ball, and it should have been a touchdown and not taken away. Let the kids play.
That was the
let
right
the kids
call.
play.
No, I'm sorry. That was the right call.
It wasn't the right call. They weren't even near each other.
I was passionate about it because it was Jim Feist's TV game of the month. We had at Notre Dame. But no, I mean, he shouldn't have run into him. He shouldn't have even put himself in that position. If he didn't run into him, he could have gone left.
It didn't
the other guy gone right. He would have been wide open anyway.
It did not affect the play, but there again, it affected the season. One flag affected the season. Yeah. And that's not right. Leave it on the field. The guy rolled out. He cut through the ball. The guy caught it. I don't care if they had 3 guys colliding in the parking lot. Don't throw the flag. Keep it on the field. That's what it's for. It's not for the refs to turn around and decide.
If I was officiating that game, I'm not sure I would have been able to throw the flag. It was that close. But I don't disagree with them throwing it.
Let Zach decide. In fact, I'll tell you what, Zach, you're the tiebreaker.
We'll give
Zach,
you the red flag.
Who do you like? I'll shut up.
You know what? I wasn't really watching that game too much, but I did see the ending, and I have to say the big difference in it was as you see those plays all the time, the picks, some teams do them well. If you do it with the rub off and not the grabbing, I think that was the biggest difference. You see the 2 guys grabbing the Florida State guy's arms. And that's a subtle difference. If they just did the rub off, the guy's still going to score. So it's one of those things. The guy was still going to score because Florida State didn't have anybody flink out.
So here's the question. Should it be left up on the field or left up for some asshole ref who may or may not bet on one of our games? Who?
Well, with Florida State, you can't have a flagrant foul like that go unnoticed. I mean, some might say the Baltimore Ravens San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl was decided on a flagrant foul.
Nobody noticed that. They were 3 guys run in. They're 5 yards from the play. Come on, let's go. Let it on the field. I couldn't believe that. I just, don't take it away and put it in the hands of the referees. That's all I'm saying. It should not have been.
But speaking of the college football segment we're talking about right now, the only thing I'll add to what Harvard's talking about is Florida State. That's the only team I'll talk about right here. Last year, we saw a team in similar fashion in Auburn win 3 or 4 games in similar fashion, close calls. They had the field goal run back against Alabama. Yeah, miracles. They had the Georgia tipped pass, catch, touchdown, a couple other close finishes. We're seeing Florida State doing the same formula this year. Winston suspension first half of whatever game. The Clemson come back off a miracle fumble and score late. Barn burner against NC State, et cetera, et cetera. So let's not forget Florida State. They don't look like a number 1 team. Honestly, they don't. But their record's still unblemished. They're still going to be in that top poll next week, and they're in the ACC. Louisville, great team, but I don't think they're the caliber to play up against a Florida State type of team. And that blowout has been coming. Maybe it will come in that Louisville game without Charlie Strong there. They've had some issues with the running back, rotated quarterbacks off one from an injury, and other issues. So
I like Patino better in a situation like this. Are you kidding? This guy, he's the biggest egomaniac in the world, likes to run up the score, keep it on, pour it on, find a way to win, and get his name out there.